Oh my god, it's been like a month and a half since I've uploaded. I'm sorry. But today, we're back with a banger. This video is going to be me 1v1ing a HIVE UNC, Ian the Lad. It's not going to be like a regular 1v1 though. It's pretty much just going to be me interviewing a HIVE UNC, seeing their perspective on the community. Yeah, and if you guys like this sort of authentic type of video, I'll do it with other YouTubers. I'll quote-unquote 1v1 them and then just interview them. So yeah, enjoy the video. Ian the Lad.
Bookie, hello.
Time to 1v1.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. Why is it nighttime?
That's a beautiful sunset we're having today, eh?
It's no longer dark.
Let's go.
You have been in the HIVE community probably longer than, I would say, 99% of people around. Like, the only person I think I know that's been more, not more active, I don't know how to explain it, like, involved
Who's been
throughout the years is probably Butterpal, but he's like, was one of the first helpers. But yeah, anyways, so for people who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into the HIVE, and why you think the HIVE community, or what you like about the HIVE community.
So, hello to everyone. It's Ian the Lad. You might know me. You've probably seen me around. You know, back in the day, I was kind of like grinding a lot of HIVE, getting everything max level, which I have done.
He did it before it was cool.
Before it was cool, yeah, but that we mean before prestiges were a thing, so that's extra points of it.
That's how OG it is. If this was like, okay, this is actually like bringing up core memories for me. Was this when Treasure Wars max level was 50, 75, or 100?
75.
Okay. Do you remember
like
when
back in the
Treasure
day,
Wars was 50?
Yes. I remember, I think then we didn't have like a costume of any sense. So like,
No, it was the Buccaneer costume, wasn't it?
I think, was it? It's been too long, honestly. So just for some context and background, I have been playing the HIVE practically since 20. What I mean by that is I was on HIVE Java like that was the first server I logged in, right? I remember August 21st, 2015, right? I get Minecraft Java Edition, the first server I go on to, HIVE. The anti-DM has like sold me on it, and I remember a good amount from HIVE Java, to be honest, because on HIVE Java you had like many good different groups. And one thing I will say, right, and I hope if any HIVE devs are listening to this, one thing I loved about HIVE Java is their achievement system. It was just like some random achievement that you could collect, and I remember I got like all the achievements in Hide and Seek and Death Run, and I think a few other games. Like, low-key, guys, bring back the achievement system. Fun little thing to have, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't have my snowballs with me, so we're just gonna have to. Oh boy. And no, but I was just on HIVE Java for a long time. Then after when I finally got a Windows 10 capable PC, I managed to get my way onto the HIVE Bedrock Edition.
Oh, the
my
poison
God,
for the
was
clutch.
So close.
Yeah.
Damn, that was close.
That's awesome.
So no, but then I got Bedrock Edition, and from then on, I'm gonna be honest, the main reason why I decided to switch was because the ease of PvP on Bedrock, where you had, you know, was it like straight bridging, where you can like bridge in front of you instead of like, I don't know, crouching down and bridging like on Java. I cannot do that anymore. It feels so foreign to me.
Yeah. I think that's originally why I enjoyed Treasure Wars and stuff like that so much, because it was so much more fast-paced than Bedwars. Like, you go into a Hypixel game and it takes, I mean, I don't play a ton of Bedwars, but it takes sometimes can take up to 20-30 minutes to finish a game. But in Treasure Wars, you could literally start rushing and get to not your first rush, but like your fourth rush in the first like 3 minutes of the game.
I mean, I distinctly remember like when I was playing Treasure Wars, I just remember like, oh, you can just rush around, and because practically everyone at the time was on mobile, practically it was easy enough to you know, get easy wins at that stage of the game, because
Oh my god, I remember that. Everyone used to be like, if you could jump reset, you were a god. Like,
oh man, I think if anything, I think just building straight forward, like that was like the thing that defined you as a good Minecraft player. Like that was kind of, I don't know. I remember playing Treasure Wars, and then just no one knew how to straight bridge. Like people were like, what is this kind of like
oh
thing, man?
I remember when
And
I think the first time I logged on and saw someone straight bridge, I thought they were cheating.
100%, that's the case.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I was just in the Hive community. Partially, I was in, you know, the Danny is the bomb circle of things. Quite tight knit place there that I was in.
Oh my gosh,
And
Hive is so new gen, right? People probably don't even know who Danny Estabom is anymore.
Loki, yeah. But basically, what happened then was Danny started doing these like Hive weekly tournaments, and I just got notoriety from them because I was the only sensible, capable guy that was like good in those tournaments. But like, what's funny is that like, even though I got almost to the finale, I was unable to like attend like 2 or 3 finale tournaments. So, yep, that was funny. But no, it was fun. Like that's kind of, I guess, how I got my sort of notoriety at the beginning. Then, from then on, of course, as we all know, the big bad lockdown. Oh,
keep hitting me. Sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
Then of course we had the big bad.
Okay, what principle would you never compromise for anything? Like literally anything.
On my own principles, I would never compromise the.
If you could only choose one,
For any.
what is the most important
any-
principle you have?
That's a good question, because there's like I'm really stuck between two, which are like compassion and authenticity. I would say by a slight margin it's compassion, because in my eyes I think it's incredibly important that, especially in the world we live in right now, where many people are, you know, not in a good state, and we keep getting many you know, not nice things and events happening in this world. I think it's incredibly important to stay compassionate amongst ourselves as humans, and to really like, oh, there goes the game.
Keep going.
Basically, I think one of the biggest reasons why we have, let's say, all these wars and conflicts and this kind of really big issue when it comes to who we are as humans and how we treat each other, it's the lack of compassion that I see in humanity. Regardless if it's in, I don't know, politics, regardless if it's in any sort of smaller niche community, you see that by default our nature has always been kind of be more skeptical, negative, and sometimes downright aggressive with how we act with each other. And it's that lack of compassion that we have forgotten about as humans. I champion the fact that we need to have a more broader sense of compassion. We need to look at ourselves, look at who we are and what we are, and try and build a form of understanding and communication with each other, so we can, for one, grow better as humans, but also to have a better world to live in, because it all starts from us at the end of the day. So we decide if we want a compassionate world or if we want a, I don't know, worse or off world. I remember like the most mind-blowing thing that the Hive did was having like a Hive New Year's celebration where they had these like screens that came down and all that. Even just that simple thing, right? It was mind-blowing. But like, then what was even more mind-blowing was the freaking Sonic event. I'm curious to know if anyone in the comments still remembers it. But wow,
Yeah,
what a time to be alive.
so why would you say 7, 8, 9?
Why 7, 8, 9? 6 didn't like 7.
You said the thing.
Yeah, that one.
Not in your personal life, but just for anyone in general. Who do you think has the most influence on how you treat others?
Ooh, okay. I mean, one thing I will say is the way that I believe in my kind of like the belief that I hold for many things, it was, I will say, purely down to kind of the events that happened in my life, in the sense that I have had experience with people who are not as pleasant. I've had experiences with people who have genuinely shown me that there is good people in this world, that they would like, you know, do anything and everything possible to, you know, really change your perception of humans. Like, just as a simple example, back in the day when I was a smaller YouTuber,
Get maced.
ah, dang it.
forgot
I
there's
remember
no-
I was doing a stream, and I was just talking about like one of my favorite games, Mario and Dream Team on the 3DS, right? It was a game that I've always wanted to play because, you know, it was my first ever Mario game that I've ever watched content on, but I've never had a 3DS to play it on, basically. So, in that sense, there was a person in the chat.
We're a
They
chess
were
plate,
like,
by the way.
oh, fair enough, yeah. They literally were. They just said in the chat like, Ian, I have a 3DS I don't need. Do you want it? It's like, what? And I just spoke to them afterwards, and they were like really trying their best to find a way to mail me their 3DS. And to me, like, it, you know, in the end it didn't happen, of course, because of like, you know, issues out of their control, which is very fair. But that really showed me that in humans, that there's still that kind of inward good, that there's people who would go to the end of their line just to make you feel happy, just to make you dreams come true, and to showcase to you that there is still good people in this world.
So you would say.
I can also,
So who would you say has the most influence on how you treat other people?
I would say most like it's beginning with that person, but I think overall it's sometimes the people that I guess I don't know. It's
So you would
it's
say.
a hard question to answer.
You'd say
It's a
the
hard question
people-
to answer because
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the point. You'd
I
say
don't know.
the people around you have more influence on the way you act. Would that be inaccurate? Is what your answer would be?
Honestly, I'm gonna
There's
say
no
I
there's
think
no
more
right
than any-
answer.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think because honestly, I feel like it's a bit of both. I feel like, in a sense, I have tried my mission has always been sort of like to showcase the goodness in people. So in that sense, I will say myself that I've been kind of trying to, in a sense, force myself to be a force of good for people. But
so you,
there are moments.
You'd argue
Yeah.
that people have ultimately they have control over themselves, right? So you have
Yeah,
control over
100%.
how you treat people. Very cool.
100%. It's always a decision that you make on your own accord, and I kind of find it as a really base decision that, I mean, anyone can act compassionately. Anyone can be a nice person, and, you know, showcase the goodness of people. It is not something that's inherently down to me. It's just the choices that I've made. So I guess for my final answer, I definitely would say that I have specifically decided to be as I am and who I want to be in that sense. So yeah.
Very cool. All right. All right. Who would you say your biggest inspiration is in life?
Inspiration, I would honestly, I would probably say my own parents, to say the least.
Sorry, you cut
Because-
out there. Your parents, you said?
I would say, yeah, my parents. I have an idol that I look up to, if that also would suffice, if you want that to know.
Any answer would
I-
suffice.
So basically, yeah, I will say my parents, because they have really, you know, given a lot to enable me to, you know, even enable me to speak with you right now, to be fair, if you really think about it on a meta level. But when it comes to someone that I look up to a lot,
Wait a minute. Yeah,
person
you're
who I
right.
look up to exactly, I mean, all of our parents, like, literally, every single person watching this video, if it weren't for your own parents, like, giving you a phone or a computer or hell, even a PS Vita to watch this, like, YouTube video, then you won't be able to watch it. So, thank your parents, guys. Make sure you do that. But if you, in terms of, like, idols that I look up to a lot, I don't know if this answer might surprise you, but I really adore Jacinda Ardern. She is former Prime Minister of New Zealand. Actually, he just recently bought her book, and currently it's like a memoir of hers about compassion in society, but I love it a lot. Fundamentally, what she wanted to showcase is that she just wanted to show that even in politics, there is room for compassion, there's room for empathy in humanity, and I don't know, just it is clear that that's what she wanted. She cared for her people, and I just want to learn more about it, so that's why I look up to her quite a lot.
So would you say you're an avid reader?
Partially, yeah.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. As you see a lot of like the rhetoric around just everything is in general is like, oh, who's the best? Tier list this, tier list that. And I think a lot of that environment and competition can be fun, but it also creates this toxicity where people forget that we're supposed to live life and have fun, and everyone's trying to work towards that same goal, and compassion is important. And I like the way you highlight compassion. And so the author of this book, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, what was her name again?
Jacinda Ardern.
And for people who don't know who that is, what would be like a rundown of like the things that she's known for?
So, as a really fun fact, originally she actually didn't want to run for prime minister for her party. Nope. Originally, I saw that she actually also had a documentary just recently as well about it. But basically, when the New Zealand elections are happening, there was another person in her spot in the running to become prime minister, but he decided to give up his spot for her, even though she literally said she didn't want power, she just wanted to help out as a, vice prime minister, whatever it's called. And At the end, she ran. Oh, deputy prime minister, yeah.
For our American friends.
And basically, yeah, she won. She got the chance to be prime minister, and her main policies, I will say, are more progressive in terms of like childcare, solving climate change, and all that. But
I'd assume that considering you enjoy compassion.
Of course. I mean, she cared about human rights after all. But I think one of the biggest things about her is that for every single policy decision that she had, she made sure that it was her kind of humanist element that was imbued in many things. One of the most notable cases was, for example, in 2019 when at a Muslim mosque in Christchurch occurred. Basically,
I remember that.
There was a massive issue where the bodies of the victims, they weren't able to access them because it was still like a crime scene, and like police were around it and they couldn't like get the bodies out and have a proper burial. She literally went to Christchurch and spent, I believe it was around like 5 or so days with the victims, making sure that they're all like good and that they get their family members get the proper burial that they respect and deserve. And then within 2 weeks since that shooting, she literally banned firearms. Like that, to me, just knowing that how bad, let's say in this case, shootings are, and banning firearms in a relatively quick succession is more than I can say for any country these days, and especially for one specific country. But same stuff. She genuinely seemed that she cared for what she wanted to do for her people. That to me is immensely like inspirational.
Nice. We'll jump to another Hive related question.
Go ahead.
So since you've been in the community so long, what would you say you've learned Like, what's if you could say one lesson you learned from the Hive, or like the Hive community in general, what would it be?
I think when it comes to the Hive community, it's
Wait, I have a jetpack.
important.
What?
You did?
Oh well.
Like,
why am I taking so much damage? Okay, anyways, keep going.
One lesson that I've learned from the Hive community, I think. I will say, sometimes I feel like it's important to say that we need to be together as a community, because to be fair, sometimes I've seen moments when that's not been the case as much. I think out of everything, it's important just to respect each other, because, you know, there are some parts in the Hive community, I will say, where, you know, things aren't, I'll say, the brightest, and I think more respect is to be kind of adhered to in that sense. So yeah, that's what I'll say.
So you said you've learned the need for respect, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What do you think your plans are with the Hive community in the future?
I mean, I'll stay, you know, to my... honestly, I will say props to the very few people in my audience who still know and watch me to these days, but I would like to say that my plan is still try and grow on content creator side of YouTube here. I know I've been quite neglectful of it, but as is the case, people grow, university and all that changes you, to be fair. But
yeah.
Outside of that,
priorities evolve throughout your life.
Oh, exactly. I just will say I had a lot of fun back in the day when it was like, again, back in the day in the pandemic, I had nothing else to do but just make videos. It was fun, and I still want to do that, hopefully if the time allows. But other than that, I will still be here in the community if anyone needs to chat. And actually another part I will say that I'm kind of working on in the Hive is I'm part of the Hive Hall of Fame staff team. So for those who aren't aware, the Hive Hall of Fame used to be a forum thread. Now it's a whole entire Discord server where we log every single, you know, achievement in terms of like getting a long login streak or getting max level in every game with prestiges, other notable game achievements like longest win streaks. Like, our whole point is that we want to celebrate the people who have quite literally done insane things. Like, I've literally seen just recently, I've had to add like a person who got a 10,000 plus win streak in bedwars. Insane. I don't know how I was so shocked when I saw it.
That's crazy. I thought 1,000 in bridge was crazy, and bridge games take 30 seconds.
Well, this is... I believe it was 10,000 unless I got something wrong, but still insane. I've seen some really like mad lads in the community. So yeah, I'll be basically still be there chatting with people there in the Hive Hall of Fame server. Hopefully, maybe if all works to plan, maybe we'll finally get Ian the lad that YouTube rank that people wish for me to have. Even though, to be honest, like I keep saying this, but to me a rank doesn't mean as much as the love of the people that I can get in my community. That to me,
OG, an Unk, fellow Unk.
fellow Unk, oh man. Right, when I'm called Unk, that says it.
Alright, what do you want to plug?
I'll plug my YouTube channel, you know, Ian the lad. Come on over if you guys want to for whenever I'm back and up and running. Outside of that...
Oh yeah, we found someone with the worst upload schedule than me. That's wild.
Yay, let's go! Outside of that, I will say, if anything, I just want to say, firstly, thank you, Mr. Bookie, for the opportunity. And to all of you watching, guys, I know sometimes that the world is a little bit bleak, and I'll be honest, sometimes I see people that are struggling to see if there's ever gonna be a positive path out of this. But I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee you this. If you guys show goodness, compassion, and kindness to the world, you get that back in return. That has been my goal. In a sense, the golden rule, but also just to showcase that kind of authenticity with people. I cannot stress this enough that more ourselves, we need to be who we are and what we are. And I will say, even on my streams, we have sometimes our heart-to-hearts and all that, because my main goal, even as YouTube through a medium, right? Through that medium, I want to just really get these messages, these hopeful messages out. So guys, please don't give up on hope. Love yourself, love the people around you, love the world, and trust me, we'll get through all of this negativity. 100%.
Thanks everyone for watching.